quick disclaimer. This is not... It is technically the same playthrough, but it's not the same save file. I did a stream of the next part, all the way up to Tower Knight, and a bit of the next area. But I was talking about Twitch recap, Game Awards, and all that, and it got really muddy, the commentary. And not so great. I wasn't really happy with how it came out. So I scrapped the VOD and started a new save file, because you can't really go back in these games unless you have like PS Plus, and you upload your save file, delete your save data on your console, and then re-download it, which ain't happening. But to go over the Game Awards real quick, I thought they were fine. I'm glad that Mario Wonder, Pikmin 4, and Tears of the Kingdom all won an award. Not that it really means anything. I think the biggest one is Pikmin 4. I think Pikmin 4 winning an award is kinda big, because that means we might not have to wait 10 years for another one, which I hope is the case. Pizza Tower not winning Best Debut Indie was an upset. And Game of the Year was Baldur's Gate 3. I kind of saw that one coming. And you guys know I've talked about it. I think even in the first Demon's Souls upload on YouTube, I talk about it, and I'm like, yeah, this will probably be Game of the Year, just based on this. And it was a pretty good guess. We're not gonna grab anything. We're kind of in speedrun mode. And I don't have the long sword. I'm still using the, I think, short sword or broadsword. I forget what it's called. And it's just upgraded to +1 because I didn't buy the long sword. And we look almost identical. Like, character creation, I just... Again, went through it very fast. It's not like we took a long time on it before, but... I didn't want to do it live. A little loud for me. A lot of good trailers, though. Kojima announcing a new game, even though Death Stranding 2 isn't out yet. A little weird. Excuse me. I'm on probably the last coffee of the night. And by night, I mean evening. This is not good for us. We can't afford to block. We'll die. Wish that didn't happen. But that looked good. I'm just interested to see more, which we probably won't until 3 months before it comes out. I forget how long it was. Death Stranding was the exact same way. Like, he announced it, showed nothing of it until a few months until it was released. Or before. Whatever. What's talking? Didn't see Elden Ring. I thought we were 100% going to see Elden Ring DLC trailer. Not even a whisper. Even though From Software did win an award for Armored Core. I haven't played it. What other trailers did they show? They showed Dragon Ball. Sparking Zero. And I kind of want to get it real bad. And I think that's kind of in line with the channel. I think if anything's going to knock, you know, Street Fighter off the docket, it would be another fighting game. Which I have been thinking about. I have been thinking about just like swapping Street Fighter, not to like anything specific, but like maybe another fighting game. Because I know Fighters is getting their rollback update soon. I know it's already in beta, but I don't know if that's still going. And also, I don't even have it downloaded. And I have none of the DLC characters. I don't know if that even matters. I'm sure some of the DLC characters are the best, but what can I do about it? Hold on. There's something going on. I'm gonna have to chop this up on YouTube. Hey, hopefully the YouTube editor can handle that. And if you're watching that and there was a big gap of just me not here, that's gonna be edited out. But most of y'all don't watch anything that isn't Street Fighter. But if you are watching, I appreciate it. Now, this is where we were having a ton of trouble. These dogs just did not want to play nice. And I don't even know what I was talking about. Oh, I was talking about adding another fighting game. And by adding, I mean subbing. Yeah, well, obviously, Dragon Ball FighterZ, when that gets rollback, maybe we'll play it. I would like to think they'll have a huge influx of players again. But that's hopeful thinking, because it could just be the same people who are still playing it. And our odds of just, you know, meeting equally skilled players is going to be non-existent.
Thanks for that.
So that's partly my concern. they did show a Guilty Gear trailer. They added Elphelt back in, which I'm kind of shocked. Because I know that character is hated. But it seems like they changed the character enough to be not a menace. So that's good. So Strive, I don't know. We might go back to Strive. I only have the Season 1 characters. And I said if I was going to play it again, I would play Gold Lewis or Jacko. Even though I've heard Milia did get buffed. But I think the buffs came with, like, I think Season 3, like, just changes to the game in general. So everyone got buffed. Which basically means Milia is probably still about the same. I'm not getting tricked this time. Trust me, we were dying on that bridge a ton. Oops. Stop reading my inputs, please. I did miss that guy last time. What else did they show? Monster Hunter. Looks like it's going like Breath of the Wild. So even more open world, which I don't know how I feel about that. I hope they incorporate a few more like hunting elements to the game again, because where the gameplay is still fun in Rise and World, it's pretty much just devolved into open up map, go to this spot, fight monster. I'd like there to be, you know, hunting in Monster Hunter. And hopefully, you know, maybe our channel can get big enough to get a sponsorship. Capcom. I play your games all the time. Big fan. That was scary. That was a little scarier. But yeah, a lot of the stuff they showed isn't coming out until 2025. I think Dragon Ball is coming out next year. Obviously, Elden Ring DLC is on the way, probably very soon. They did not show a Dragon's Dogma trailer. But regardless, I'm probably not picking it up. And I'm sure there'll be a bunch of sponsored streams like Exoprimal making the game look really good, and it probably will be really good. As long as they've pretty much sped up the pace of the game, like they give you a little like mount to run around with at the start of the game and not never like the last one, I'm sure it'll be great. That was my biggest concern with the game, was it just was so slow that I couldn't enjoy it. You're not. That hit us? I think it did. Here we go. Yeah, not a very difficult boss. Which is kind of why I was thinking about getting to him the last time we played, because I know he's just a trick boss. Can you not do that to me? It's the lock on. Okay, now it's just me. I think we died to this guy twice the other day. We did not do this fight well at all. And it's partly because I just forgot what he did. Like fall on us, which is about to happen. That's it. And we can't go any further now. I didn't try last time, but something in my brain knew that was it for this area.
I have sinned, I swore, and now Oh Lord, for I have not the strength.
Oh, I too may I share God's power. A miracle.
Yeah, we're not doing any magic this run.
Oh my, has God Umbasa. Back in King Alan. Soon, my spine. If I did not have my mirror. Have you viewed a horror? I simply Umbasa.
Okay. Just trying to exhaust everyone's dialogue. Because, you know,
I'm keeping a close watch.
that's what you do in these games.
Something could be done to help us.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. Game Awards, not anything crazy. Now that E3 is dead, it basically should just become, you know, winter E3.
What do you want? I have no use for. What do you? I have no use for.
Okay, I think some of these guys don't talk to you until you have a certain stat. To a specific level.
Before King, I've spent look at what I refuse.
Demon Souls is one of those weird ones. They kind of made a callback to it in Elden Ring. With Selen. Now she kind of tells you you're not, you know, smart enough to learn spells. But they'll still let you open up the shop and buy them. Even if you can't use them. It's kind of like that. But like, they won't even acknowledge that you exist. Okay, we're gonna get a lot of upgrade material here. I really like having trouble with my words there. And I still don't know if we're gonna stick with this sword. I kind of like the long sword. I think it has the same moveset as this, but it was too expensive for me to want to buy. And I thought maybe we'd invest it into levels. Which may or may not have been a good idea. Man, I need to relax. I'm so stressed. Maybe that's what's up. Just a stressful week with appointments. This is not being streamed at the usual time. We're kind of later in the day. So hopefully once that's all done, maybe things will be a little bit more mentally stable. Not that we're unstable, but you know, my mental stack is kind of occupied with other stuff at the same time as this. You know what, just use it. I'm thinking, oh, it's a waste to use it now. It'd be a waste to not use it. Is that not... What? I honestly thought we were going to block his attack. But the other thing I wanted to talk about, which is kind of the reason we're redoing all of this. I mean, you guys aren't seeing it, but I'm redoing it. Is the Twitch recap. And to just kind of go over it as briefly and as in depth as I can. That's a very weird way of saying that. Not too proud of the performance that I've done. I think the long and short of it is pretty much we've discovered what the problem is. Which is yours truly. And I don't think it's a case of consistency. Sorry, I'm thinking of the words and it's taking up so much of my brain space. Again, that I'm talking very poorly. I'm sure the long pauses are driving you nuts, but I can't just rattle off banter right now. I've got a lot to think about. I've got a lot to process. But we had about 290 streams, basically 300, almost. And that doesn't really show in the other aspects, because obviously I posted mine on Twitter. It's now deleted because I was seeing other small streamers and, you know, what they were posting. And I know it's, you know, probably one of those things, don't compare yourself with others, but when you see that you have almost 3 times more streams than them, and basically in the same realm of like return or less, like I've seen it where it's like, hey, they streamed basically 3 times less, but you know, had 3 times more like other analytics, watch time, follows, all that, and I'm like, yeah, I'm taking that down. It didn't look good. To have that many streams and pretty much nothing to show for it. The YouTube has been probably the biggest success of the year. Kind of finally feels like, you know, I learned the system enough to be able to play the title and thumbnail game. The problem is that works with Street Fighter, but none of the other videos kind of get watched. Like Liza P, I think, did not do great at all. I think a couple of them got views, but they all have like 0 watch time. And that's tough when you want to be a variety channel and, you know, you kind of build the audience that watches Street Fighter but doesn't want to watch anything else you do. But that's a different problem. Which is why I'm kind of saying, like, probably no one's going to watch Demon Souls. How do I get back up there? I think I have to take the long way. Or there were stairs and I forgot. But yeah, I think it was a lot of just learning about what the actual problem is and finding ways to solve it. And the problem is again, it's us. It's the quality of content. Earlier on in the year, I tried to get people into the streams. Pretty much with just free art. I do art as well, but here's where, you know, answer number one to why we don't perform as well as others is nobody wanted free art. And this was hashtagged with every tag and then some. And it didn't even attract bot accounts. So the art is not good enough, which I've talked about in previous things where I talked about pretty much getting into the grind set of, you know, just getting good. Like finally, like, okay, we're knuckling down. I thought, you know, we had something, but when you're in a competitive space where only the best have a chance, not even make it, have a chance. You know, you cannot pull your punches. And it's not even that we're pulling our punches. It's like just when your best isn't good enough. That's it. So that was one answer, that we kind of needed to wander around in nothingness to figure out where we were going. Answer two, I don't know. I think this is not... See, this is something I don't know if I should talk about, but I'll just say, you know, we had our chances to have eyes on the account this year. So it's not that, like, you're like, oh, man, I just get lucky, you know, and, you know, people just come to the channel. They'll see how good it is. I mean, we had plenty of opportunities, and by opportunities, I mean, it did happen. We did have eyes on the account a couple times this year. The problem is, again, nobody has stuck around, which is, again, probably a quality thing. Like, either my commentary is not great, which I know this is not peak commentary, you know, talking about the channel, but, you know, it's kind of at the end of the year. I think you're going to get a lot of these year in review kind of talks. But that's another thing is, you know, we did have people, you know, here in the channel at least a couple times, and you know, it just wasn't good enough to come back. And that's the tough one. That's the tough one, but I'm hoping solution 1 helps with solution 2. Which is obviously, you know, the YouTube is doing okay. For someone like me, it does okay. The Street Fighter stuff does get views every now and again. We did have a video pop off, which got a couple more subscribers. I'm still just gonna stick with this, I think. Wait. Which direction are we going? I think we still need to go up here. And that's about it. We didn't get any collabs going this year. Actually, there were a couple, but like I was trying to get a couple more, and did learn a lesson from it. Lesson number 3 of this year is no matter what the context of the conversation is, always keep it professional. Even if you think it's a playful conversation, or, you know, if you're trying to just be funny, do not. I would rather people just think I'm serious all the time than, you know, misinterpret a conversation and then end up sticking my foot in my mouth, which happened. Probably multiple times. Not just this year. It's probably happened numerous times. I mean, I definitely don't have a stainless perfect record. And that's partly why I'm not so active on Twitter anymore. I'm just... The less I say, the better. And I think, you know, I think I will be more active on Twitter when we can kind of get that going again. And by again, I mean... get it going. Period. End of statement. That wasn't very nice. Hoping for an interrupt, but we can get that lucky. This is a jape. Yeah, that was lesson 3 this year, and it probably cost us not only a collab, but probably future relations. So that sucked. But, you know, you live and learn. And, you know, I kind of felt like my back was pushed against the wall in the first place, which is why I reached out, you know, at all. But you know, it kind of had to happen sooner or later. Like, you know, you're at the bottom for a reason. And that's just one more reason we're going to take out of the, I don't know, the outcome pool. And I think that's about it for lessons learned and what our problem is in terms of finding success. I think that's pretty much everything. And to maybe give definition to success, at this point it's just not staying at 0 and getting the live stream going. Again, the YouTube is probably the best thing that's happened this year in terms of just figuring out how it works and what we can do. Besides that, the Twitch has not changed. And we do about 3 times as worse than other small channels. To give a little bit more context to maybe how our numbers are without, you know, posting the recap. So in a couple weeks, around New Year's, I'm gonna do an art stream just to, I don't know, wait until 2024. I almost said 2014. And I'm not expecting that stream to do well at all. Not expecting raids or anything. But I want to get some prep work done on where we are skill-wise in art. Because it'll be pretty close to just 6 months of, you know, hitting the fundamentals. Like, harder than I ever have in my entire life, probably. Which sounds not true. It feels like I've definitely tried harder. Like, even when I was in art school, it feels like I was trying even harder than this. But I don't think I was improving as much as I am right now. And I think that's because I'm not, like, watching videos, but I've taken information from, you know, how to improve XYZ sort of, you know, videos. And I think it's refined the process. Where I was on the right track, but I wasn't really focusing my time where it needed to be. So now that I kind of have a better routine, I am seeing results. And a lot of those pieces in my brain where it's like, I don't really understand how to do this, but if I can get it to look right, I'll be happy. But now it's kind of like, you know, I can piece stuff together a lot better. I don't know. I shouldn't have skipped that cutscene. So that's step 1. Step 2 is get a completed piece done. If I can get one thing done a month, I'll be happy. I'm gonna try and shimmy around, like study and like just putting out content. Which might affect things, but you know, I have to make time for it somewhere. Oh, it lowered the lava. That's what it did. Isn't this like still hot? No. So that's the plan for next year. It's probably Monday to Friday. I'll maintain the study routine. I'm thinking maybe like 1 or 2 days, kind of mix up the formula so I can reincorporate the Saturday, Sunday stuff back into the week. Because I do change it. Which is only just recently. Because I did have a routine where it was Monday to Friday and then Saturday, Sunday was something else. But I had a weekend where I was doing just study. Saturday, Sunday. I've changed it basically to style study, where I'm looking at, you know, artists that I like and how they draw and just kind of mimic through my own understanding how they do it. And I was not getting good results. Like I hit a page where I was just stumped. And I'm like, you know what? We're not getting anywhere with what we have right now. Let me double up on what we're doing for Saturday, Sunday, which I think I've been doing not that long. I'd say maybe only a couple weeks I've changed the routine. And this is just base level drawing. This is not final product. This is not line art. This is not painting. I'm going to probably use a lot more reference when like making a final piece to hopefully like solve those problems at the same time. Which I kind of have been keeping an eye on. Because I haven't posted anything on Twitter since early September in terms of artwork. So I'll take my time with a finished piece. I'll probably have some like YouTube videos going at the same time. Are we at the spider? I shouldn't have done that. I should have just gone back. I needed to level up. I don't want to lose 3k souls. And I think we'll call it. Yeah, plan A is keep the YouTube going as usual. Street Fighter's not going anywhere right now. Did I say plan A? So plan B, I guess this doesn't really make sense. These are really alternatives to one another. That's plan 1. Plan 2 is get the quality of art up and hopefully try and build some attention on Twitter. So I can, you know, post, hey, I'm live. Hopefully plan some events and actually have them happen. Sorry, just took another swig of coffee. And then just kind of have the cycle like repeat, like have the people from Twitter come to Twitch, have the people from Twitch go to YouTube, have the people on YouTube watch the content that maybe they miss or they want to watch again. And then, you know, try and snowball I didn't know there was a door here.